April is National Distracted Driving Awareness Month, and one national nonprofit is looking to spread awareness about the dangers of driver distraction. Joining me now is Michelle Anderson, Director of Operations for the National Road Safety Foundation. We're so glad you're here today.
So glad to be here. Thank you.
We've heard a lot about distracted driving over the years. It's so dangerous. So tell us about some of the statistics that you've gathered when it comes to distracted driving.
Well, let's start off by saying that every day, at least 9 Americans die on our roads, and approximately 100 are injured in distracted driving crashes. And nationally, it's approximately 46,000 people who die in traffic crashes. And so these numbers are very alarming to us, and we are trying to do our best to raise awareness to the driver as well as the passenger, which a lot of people are not speaking to, in order to prevent these senseless deaths from happening on our roads.
Because these deaths, most of them, can be avoided.
Absolutely, they're totally preventable, and this is why we don't call them accidents. We call them car crashes because they are preventable. And so we've spoken to many people across the country to give them, useful tips on what they can do while they're in a vehicle to prevent these distractions from happening, which, as you mentioned, are preventable. So we ask people to just turn off your electronic devices, put it away, just put it in your glove compartment, or just put it away, because once you hear that notification, you're going to want to answer it. Preset your gauges on your vehicle so that you're not adjusting them while you're driving, and keep your conversations limited. When you get into an in-depth conversation, or when you engage in a conversation, you're really double tasking, because driving a vehicle is a task, and you really have to focus while you're behind that wheel.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're showing some video there, and many of us think about teenagers on their cell phones, but parents are also very guilty of doing this too.
Absolutely, and that is something that we also encourage for parents, for adults, that we be the first role model for our teen drivers. They see what we're doing, and then they're going to mimic, they're going to copy what they see us doing. So you have to be a role model. As soon as you get in that vehicle, buckle up. And again, put those devices away, and designate someone in the vehicle. We've heard of designated drivers for drinking and driving. Well, you can have a designated driver that can help you in your vehicle to answer those text messages, or to take that phone call, or to look at that GPS for you when you're trying to get to your next destination. So everyone plays a role, but for the adults and for the parents, we really strongly advise that you be a very good role model to teen drivers.
Yeah, that is great advice. Another thing too, another significant role that people can play is when they are the passenger, like you mentioned, to say to the driver that it is okay to speak up and let them know that it's not okay to be distracted while they're driving.
Definitely. Speaking, we give you permission to speak up, and we know we've heard the old cliche, don't be a backseat driver. Well, we're encouraging you to be a backseat driver. If you see the driver displaying any sort of risky behavior, you need to say something, and say it with concern, say it with love. Don't be demanding, and definitely don't be distracting to them when you're speaking to them to stop whatever behavior that may be. And if they do not want to comply, ask them to pull over safely, and that you want to be let out of the vehicle. Most of the time, a driver will see how serious you are, and then they'll begin to change that behavior while they're behind the wheel. So we do encourage all passengers to speak up and to say something if a driver is displaying any type of risky behavior.
Yeah, sure. We know your website has some great resources. Where can people find those?
Yeah, and they're free. They can go to nrsf.org.
All right, great. Michelle, thank you so much. It's really important advice, and again, very important month to talk about distracted driving.
Thank you so much again for having me, and please, everyone, be safe and keep your eyes on the road.
Great advice. Thank you.